to get on. He's a busy guy, to say the least. Bear with me. There he is. What are we snacking on?
I got trail mix, bro. I finished my trail mix.
Hey, trail mix will get you through the day.
Been a long day, my man. Long day.
I can only imagine. What do you got going on?
Well, but you know what? There's a point in time when you realize you're getting everything you asked for. It's the best way to explain it, bro. I got everything I worked for, and it's like, oh, that's what it is? Oh, man. What I'm sure I thought about. But no, right now, dude, I used to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like live streams in the morning between podcast, tour, coaching clients, a clubhouse show, my own training for my own body, because that's a priority. Coaching my son's football team. Like, I seriously get up in the morning at 6 o'clock. I rock through the day. We're going to get done. When I'm done with talking to you, I have another client call until 5. I just literally ended one. I just ended one in case I was late. And then I'll get done at 5. And then from 5 to 6, I have a window, which I'll probably eat something. And then I got to drive at like 6:30 or 5:30 to get to my son's practice. We go 6 to 8 o'clock. I coach for his football team. And then I come home and I get maybe an hour dinner. Then I get an hour to sit and I go to bed at about 10. I get right back up.
And that's
do it again.
And you just go on and win the day, bro. That's it.
Yeah, dude. Win the
You're
day,
100%
bro.
right. Like, this is what I asked for. This is, I just had the busiest day at work. I'm in the mortgage industry.
Yeah.
Probably 200 phone calls a day. And then, like, oh, my God, I got in at 6:30. Like, you can't miss this. You almost got to, like, slap yourself up. Be like, let's get this going for sure.
I try to take naps, man. I try and take naps when I can. If I can get like a 20-minute, when I played, professional football and even in college, man, we had like training camp. And I'm telling you, if one of you guys ever did training camp or you did fall camp, you will sleep. 5 minutes is gold, bro. If you have like, hey, dude, we got 7 minutes before the meeting starts. Let's go to, I'm out. Like, you're done. 7 minutes helps. It's not that bad right now. But when you get to a pace, you've got to take care of being on a tick. And here's the thing, everybody. This is not my life at Norm. This is my football practice just started. I was traveling. Typically, there's a good flow. But at the end of the day, man, success loves speed. And when speed kind of picks up, some people go, oh, my gosh, hit the brakes, get me out of the car. And I said, I said, buckle down. Let me figure out how to manage and navigate these turns with these tires and this vehicle. And then later I'm like, all right, let's go faster.
Hell yeah.
This is the pace. This is the path to get there, man.
That's it. Strength hurts, speed kills.
All day, baby.
Shout out Revolution Athletics. So I mean, I know a little bit about you. You led the Pac-10 back when there was a Pac-10. Shout out the Pac-12.
Yeah. Aging me, bro. Why you gotta make me feel old? Dog? You gotta do all that.
Bro, you want to feel old? All right. You want to feel old from the get-go? Here's a date. Do you remember it? October 26, 2005. What were you doing?
October 26, 2005.
I'll tell you what you were doing.
We were playing against, what team were we playing against? That would have been my senior year. October, we were playing. October, who were we playing? It could have been anybody. It could have been Arizona. It could have been Cal. It could have been.
You were playing Thunder and Lightning. I was trying to see if you're trying to get more of your stats from. You were playing Bush and Lendell White and the boys. And I was wondering.
Here's the thing. My senior year, we went 10-1. The game before USC, Fresno State came up to Oregon, and I got a high ankle sprain. And I fought the entire week to come back. I got one play in that game, and I couldn't play. I tried to run, bro. You can't chase down Reggie Bush. He shook us with a sock on, dog. He lost a shoe. He shook the entire team with one sock on his foot running down it was amazing. But no, I didn't actually get to legitimately have a game. And that's the sad part is like that year I led the pack in sacks, tackles for loss, forced fumbles recovered, but I was 6th in total tackles. Is because of that game. Like I think if I play in that game, it's a good shot if I lead the Pac-10 in even tackles. But I was balling my senior year.
Yeah, I mean the eye in the sky don't lie for sure. I was watching your tape. I'm a little bit of a football nerd. I was the guy 3 years ago watching Trey Lance throwing in a bucket up there in North Dakota State. I mean, it kind of brings me to like my other thing. Like obviously, you play for the Steelers, Bucks. And for Washington, the now Washington football team, and everything obviously didn't go your way. I know exactly how you feel. Life doesn't always go your way sometimes. But then you got into like, we're gonna go back and then come all the way forward, and then we're gonna slap it back together. Then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, fast forward 20 years, 15 years, whatever, 2017, you're an American Ninja Warrior. And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, just thinking I'm a competitive guy. I wrestled in college, played football, also played lacrosse, big Long Island thing. I know a lot of people on the West Coast don't play lacrosse yet.
Mm-hmm.
But how much, did that get your juices flowing enough for you when you were at,
Ninja Warrior?
yeah.
You know what? I get more. I was thinking it's fun. It gets you going. I love discomfort. Uh, it sounds odd, man, but everything that's easy. It's like when you work out, you actually aren't getting better until it hurts. Discomfort. So it was fun because it made me uncomfortable and it made me test my body. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, it was hella cool being on TV and hitting the buzzer and like making all that cool stuff happen. I get a greater kick out of being on stage, though. You put me on stage for an hour, I get to run around and tell stories and give people lessons that change your life. I'm telling you, man, that's a whole different push. But yeah, Ninja Warrior was a blast, man. 3 years. I always made it from the city qualifiers to the finals. Couldn't get to Vegas. I was in Los Angeles. I'm in the LA area, which I'm actually in San Francisco, but like the LA, I would do because of different like 6 cities. I was always in LA, and those ninjas in LA, they're like stunt doubles. Like they're different breeds, man. I'm a 6'1", 230-pound man against these people that are like 5'8", like $160 doing backflips off of cars and being in Transformers movies. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
So I can hold my own a little bit, but it's hard to get to that next tier. But it was super cool. What the coolest part was when I played football and you play, your family's up in the stands and you can win. You can kind of like, you can see them a little bit. Whereas what's cool is Ninja Warrior, like doing the whole thing, they're right there. Like I could see them. They're like 15 feet from me. Like, yeah, they're walking along the side. It was awesome to be able, dude, I think there's something special when your kids have like a parent that they're proud of, there's something cool when the parents and kid can go like, it's my dad. And so my kids never saw me play. Like my youngest doesn't remember me playing, but that was something that they'll all remember sitting there watching this crowd behind dad on TV and being the first former NFL athlete to hit a buzzer on the show, like at the top of the noise and all of it, like getting interviewed, like that locks something in for the kids. And they go, man, that's my dad. Like, so that was a really cool experience. I'm not going to say it wasn't in any way.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it sounds like a really cool experience. I mean, it's just nice to compete. I think that's what you might like to do the most. I know that's what I like to do the most. I compete against myself every day. I went to Long Island City last night, had a nice little time on a rooftop, but I was still hitting the pavement at 7 a.m. this morning. I didn't want to. You don't want to be there, but then all of a sudden you get that second, third step in. All of a sudden you're 4 minutes in, then you're 8 minutes in. You're like, okay, like let's burn it. Then you're calling yourself some explicatives just to keep yourself going, and you just keep going from there. You were talking about performing, and that's how it really gets your juices flowing. And I would love to get to see you on stage in person. I've seen it on the website, and you got some powerful stuff. Can you just go into that a little bit? How you really became, because if you think about it, after your first NFL season and everything went downhill, you had to rebreed yourself. You had to kind of reset, refocus. And if you really think about it, you're technically the first customer ever of Makeshift Happen. And how'd you do it for you, and how'd you go through that process?
Yeah, so I was my third year. I tore my shoulder and came home. And anybody listening, like this is where I'm gonna flip out of me and I'm gonna bring you guys all on a little journey. And this is one where I don't know what you're doing in the world, wherever you're at in the world, but give yourself the moment to listen for the next 5-ish minutes, maybe 10. Who depends on how we go. But I want you guys to grab what I'm about to go into, because if there's anything that I am incredibly passionate about, it's about giving you back something that you might have lost. And so for me, when I was playing football, dude, I had this internal sense of limitless power. We have it at some point in time. It's like the sense of like, I am untouchable. I feel strong. I feel powerful. I feel confident. I got this, right? And then what ends up happening is we get to this moment where it's like, I lose it. And I don't know whether it's by choice or by chance. For me, it's by chance, man. I'm playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a Pittsburgh Steeler. And a guy lands on my shoulder, tears my shoulder out. Next thing I know, I don't have a career. Like my career's over. The season's over. I'm done. And you come home and you try to find yourself. If anybody's ever felt this way, feel free to put hearts up. What it looks like is you've been doing something for a long period of time. I've been a mom. I've been in the military. I've been in sports. I've had a job. And at some point in time, you wake up, and I don't know when it was, but you wake up and realize I'm not doing that thing anymore. A kid went to college. I got an empty nest. I left this job for new, and I'm not doing that job. I started a business, and It's maybe not what I want to be, or I left the business and started 9 to 5. No matter what it was, we leaned into something, and somehow I woke up and like, we're not doing that. And it's a difficult place to be because I have all this pride anchored in this thing I was doing, and it's gone now. Like now I can't even do it. So who am I? Where do I fit? And that was the thing for me. And athletes, we struggle with it big time because we usually do it from a childhood up. It's who we are in developmental years. And so for me, I left the NFL, and it's like, who am I without the NFL? Who is Anthony who's not a Pittsburgh Steeler? Who is Anthony who's not a football player? And at this time, I had a wife, I had 3 kids, I had a guy, 4-year-old newborn twins, and I was trying to find myself. And I honestly ruined my life, dude. I neglected the things that mattered most to me. I couldn't keep a focus on the family. I was trying to find a way to be great. And again, like how do I get that football greatness again, that power? And I went into what I call a fog, man. The fog is that space where I get up every day. I'm doing that thing, but I don't feel like I'm actually going anywhere. And it's kind of like actually being on a treadmill, but I'm trying to get a mile down the road. I'm dog tired, but I'm not getting any closer, but I'm dog tired, right? And we move through our life this way. We sometimes spend vastly too many years here. We'll sit there and make excuses. It's much easier to be here. The desire or the thought of changing something is way too heavy, so I'm not going to do that. So we get stuck. And what happens is we start to have this really empty existence, and it gets tiresome, and we end up like, right? So I realized I was doing that. I got stuck in that fog post-football, doing this thing. I was divorced. I wasn't a good father. I was out of shape. Gym business wasn't that great. I lost the football field, and I had nothing. Took me, 6 years, 8 years. Dude, 8 years to wake up. I lost my mom.
Oh,
I was going through being not a great dad, like everything. It wasn't until I got to 2016, man. I woke up January 1st, 2016. And this is true, man. I at this point, like I was married, but I was now divorced. I had like multiple partners, and it was like, I would have a bunch of different girls I was talking to, and you think it's cool, and it's not. It's draining, man. Like there was this sense of like I was so far from my faith. I was so far from the kind of men I would want my daughter to be with. I was so far from the kind of men my boys should mimic, and I just didn't like myself. And I got to the point of finally realizing like this isn't a life well lived, man. My adoptive mom loved me because I was adopted when I was 14 into an all-white family, really poor, but like I had this family that loved me. And I was not living in unison with the alignment of the vision I had for my future. My mom raised me to do. And so I woke up, I was like, I got to change these things. And I made some massive internal shifts. You say this makeshift happen. I say it because that's what I had to do in my life. And we all have to do when you got to get to another level. It's got to make something happen. To like, if I say I'm going to go to the bathroom, it's not making something happen. It might be making SHIT happen, right? But like to make something like, so cool happen, it's like you want to stand up and beat your chest. It's something different. And that level, you got to step out. And I realized for me, I wanted that. I wanted a better marriage. I wanted to have a better family. I wanted to be in better shape. I want to have a great business. I want to impact the world. I want to do these great things. But I wasn't that guy just yet. And I had to figure a way to do it. And it took me, dude, after the 8 years, 10 months. It was a good 10-month window, and things started adjusting. It got to the point where I got my marriage back together after 3 years divorced. So my wife and I have this incredible marriage. In October, we're celebrating literally 5 years back together in this cool new marriage. Thank you, man. That is like my heart, to be honest. My
happy wife,
dude.
It's like a happy life, my friend.
Happy wife, happy life, happy kids, happy body. Like it's so anchored right now. On top of that, I was able to do the American Ninja Warrior thing, be on TV, and then I started taking this concept of my life and realizing, man, a lot of people are still in these places. A lot of people are still in that place where they get up every day on this treadmill and trying to get somewhere, or they have success, but there is another level, right? There's like most of my people I work with, they've got something going. They're making decent money. Like they got these 6 figures and above. They're doing good, but they're like, there is more. There's more, right? And it's this thing of where I want more, but I don't want to feel guilty for wanting more. So I just kind of stay here. But I was like, no, there's more, right? So I step in, I show them like, here's how you get to that next tier, next level, next press. And when you do it, it creates a life, man, that is so crazy cool that it's hard to believe it's yours. And so when I get a chance to go out and I hop on a stage, like my whole goal is how do I pour something out to plant a seed? And like this, I'm doing this now. I don't care where you guys are at in the world. My whole purpose right now is, can I plant a seed? And the seed is simply something that has to do with, it's time for me to go get more. Now, I may not be the person to water it. Drewski may not be the person to water it, right? Maybe it's your husband, your wife. Maybe it's a book. Maybe it's a community that you join. But at some point, you got to get the seed watered. And that looks like finding a way to look at like, who am I now? Who do I want to be? And how do I start becoming that person little by little? And that's the work I did. That's the work I teach. That's the guidance I take people through. And it does turn into a healthy body, a better marriage, a better business, more money, more impact, more influence. And life becomes this thing that is super cool. And it's not like woo-woo and esoteric. I'm a football guy, man. So I'm a strategic. I take steps that are clear actions. I don't like to like, how do you feel today? Like, that's part of it. But really, it's like, hey, who do you want to be? What does that look like? Like, what does that actually look like today? What do you do today so you know that it's making you like the person you want to be tomorrow? Like, how we do something today and focus on today what we need to be tomorrow. And if we do that properly, you start seeing things start creating momentum, get to a good flow, and all of a sudden, man, like, I got the body I wanted. I'm in a good marriage. I'm healthy here. Like, I feel happy, man. Like, I'm making some more money somehow. Like, it's cool. And all synergistically flows. Because here's the key, and I'm talking a lot, but I got time.
Yeah, plenty of time. All the time in the world, my friend. Take a breath. Even.
I don't know, I'm excited, dude. I love what I do. I'm not gonna lie, it's a blast. Here's what I know is the end of the day, it's not what you know, people. We are all seeking this consumption of knowledge. We get what I call shelf esteem, which is I buy a book. Well, I got all these stinking books here. I put on the shelf. I feel good about myself. I got a book, right? Oh, and then we stop there. We don't consume it. If we do consume, we don't apply it. It stays on the shelf in our mind, but very few people put it into the world, about 1% to 3%, hence the 1%ers. And so what ends up happening is if you get to the point of realizing that there's going to be a moment in time when you can check yourself, and this will happen today, my friends, there'll be a moment where you know what you're supposed to do. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. And you also know where you want to go. You know what the dream looks like. I can taste it. I can see the car. I can see the house, the paint color, the clothes I'm going to fit into. I can see that, right? There's a separation. And you wake up and you start moving towards it, and it gets to be like 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Maybe it's 7, 8 o'clock where you're at. And you go, oh, you know what? It's been a long day. I know I'm supposed to do this thing, but it's been a long day. I'm tired. I can do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week, right? And here's the thing. You have to ask yourself this question. Does the person who has what I want, do they make this same excuse right now?
Nope.
That's the question, bro. And if you can sit back and breathe that in and go, oof, that's what it should become clear to you. It's not what you know, but it's who you are with what you know. That's why identity is so big and so important, because when it's who you are, you will not go to bed out of alignment. You will not go to bed. It'll hurt you more to not do this thing than to do it. Because most people go, I know what I got to do, but like, oh, it's so painful. I got to do this. I got to do that. And on the other side, somebody goes, oh my gosh, man, it'll hurt me going to sleep tonight knowing I didn't get the workout, didn't eat the right food, didn't make that call, didn't do the emails. Like, I got to do it. It's who I am. And when that's how you flow, man, life flows for you, way, way more for you than to you.
Yeah, you start taking responsibility for yourself. And that's what, like, it took you, told me 6 to 7 years. I mean, for me, it took a long time as well. I was blessed growing up. I really was.
Yeah.
Grew up Long Island, New York, some of the best place you can live in the world. We foreclosed at 13 years old. I didn't know what that was. They just said we were moving. All right, whatever. Sounds good.
Yeah.
But then you start growing up and you see that and you go through these challenges and, you don't really like know what life hits you until you get smacked in the face. And for me, it was when I was 19. My dad passed away from leukemia and he didn't really leave us with much. You know the feeling. You got left completely by yourself. And thank God a great family took you in. And I'm sure they're blessed people. But you have that hunger. You know what it is to feel forgotten, to feel what's the word I'm looking for? To feel like you
less than, man.
Go.
You'll feel worthy. You feel less than. You feel like you're left behind, man.
Yeah, but you got that hunger at the same time, and I didn't know how to channel that hunger. Thank God, thank God, all the boys in the 631 that really helped me out, because I don't know where I'd be without them, straight up. But
yeah,
man,
somebody.
That hunger is really what drives you. And I'm one of those guys that I got pieces of paper written on the wall with the daily goals. No one's going to help you in this life besides yourself, which is absolutely true. But the people around you and the people you keep around you, characters is people who are around you, that's going to help you elevate in this thing called life. And it's a beautiful life for sure. Now look at you. You make these fine burgers. Wife and kids are back.
Daddy Patty's, man.
You're in the best coast. You're not in the best coast. The best coast is in the East Coast. By the way, I heard you say that with Warner the other day.
No, it's the best coast, bro. It's why is it? Here's the thing: if it was really the best coast on the East Coast, why is it so much more expensive to live here?
Not
No,
true.
I'll wait. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Not true. My taxes are just
Dude.
as high in Suffolk County as they are in LA.
Oh, okay, maybe, but our house is
True.
expensive. It's
The, I
warmer here
listen.
too.
Your houses are a
I've
lot
lived
more
on
expensive, to say the least, because
exactly,
you got the 72 and
exactly,
sunshine. You know, people are walking around
exactly.
here in December like, I'm not cold. I'm just thinking about something I really agree with. Shout out
Yeah,
Bill Burr.
we don't got that snow, man. It's a different world. But no, I agree, man. There's it just all playing aside. Like I love all coasts, man. But there is truth to it, man. You are the. I don't think we're the average of the people we surround ourselves with. This is an interesting. It's not a difference, but it's a similar. I believe we are the average of the expectations of those we surround ourselves with. And the reason I say it's because I'm around people who are like, let's say you have $500,000 right now, and you want to make $2 million. Well, I can hang around with millionaires. People assume I want to hang with millionaires, but what if it's a bunch of millionaires who are cool with being a millionaire? 1 million, that's all I want. And this is just a simple. I'm not money's just an idea right
I
now.
got you.
I would much rather be with a person that says, you know what, I got $250,000, but I want to make 2 million than the person who's making 1 million. And the reason is because the expectation's higher. I will push myself, my crew will push me past the level of where I've set this level. Because if that 250 person, they're going to get to 2 million, at some point we're both going to get to 1 million. And if they want to go farther, they're going to go beyond the person making 1 million. It's just a perspective shift. And so I do agree. You got to have people that think at the level you want to go. If they don't, then it's not the best. And I think we sometimes get lulled to sleep of not realizing that's a reality for a lot of us. And we look at our circle and here's the hard part about the honesty in that. This means that sometimes you must leave a circle of acceptance. And as human beings, we desire to be desired. We love acceptance. We're pack people. We love humans. And so is a fear of going, I'm going to leave this group and go to a new one, but I'm accepted here. If I go here, well, what if they don't accept me and I'm by myself? It's a fear. So people easily stay in that bubble there and they stay small and they stay confined. Their dreams are limited because they don't want to leave this group of acceptance. And so I've always been a guy that says, you know what, like I have the ability to make friends at all levels. And I found in my honest experience that people that are where I want to be or where they're going where I want to go, they love people hanging out. They want to bring them along because they say the road less traveled, man. If it's a road less traveled, I want company. But so few people are willing to leave their bad friend groups or bad, or less than circles to go to a new one. So when you do leave that pack to go to a new one, you'd be surprised. There are vastly more people accepting you in than you think. So yeah, elevate your perspective of where you want to go and actively go seek those next groups, even if it scares the crap out of you.
And it will scare you for sure. I know it. I got FOMO all the time, my friend. It really does. And it's so funny that you're saying that because sometimes you do got to leave some people behind, but there is some people that I'm sure you kept along the way.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's definitely a few. I know I'll definitely have a few brothers that I'll always have for my life. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's tough
I
to
got
make that
30-year
step. I'm
friends.
having trouble with it right now, to be blatantly honest
Mm-hmm.
with you. I really
Yeah,
am.
you got to grow. It doesn't mean you leave everybody. I got the core of my friends I've had since second grade. We're talking 30 years. I got friends that for 30 years, right? And the thing is they have a space in my life in a certain area. When I just want to hang out, don't talk, like, no business, nothing about Anthony, the guy that's on TV and the coach. I just want to go hang with my friends and be dad, talk about barbecues and like the sidings on the house, in the car we got. Seriously, just that.
Yeah.
Those are my people, man. It pulls me out of the monotonous aspect of what I do in that realm. But if I want to climb and grow, I absolutely got to be around people that I've sit in a room and I go, I don't even know if I can add anything. Next month, I'll be in I can't remember how to say we're gonna be in some place next month with a group of people. I realize I can't say anything about it, but it's put together by Brendan Burchard. He's a buddy of mine. So it's him. You got him, Mel Robbins, Jay Shetty, Trent Shelton, Lewis Howes, Russell Brunson, Jeff Walker, all these amazing minds. Gabby Bernstein's there, Marie Forleo. Like, it's this crazy group of incredible humans. And I walk into this room and I'm telling you, I'm like, I don't know what I really have to add to all these people. These guys, these are gangsters. Like, they've been in it for 15, 20 years in the game. But that dude, it lights me up to go in there and be like, hey guys, I'm stupid, teach me stuff.
Straight up. Love
It's
that.
just levels. It's not that I don't know anything. I'm borderline being facetious, right?
Nice.
I know my stuff, but it'd be naive to say these people haven't been in spots that I want to be, right? Yeah, Brendan's training Oprah's team, and he's directly working with Usher and his crew, right? There's a different levels of humans. So when I step into the realm of what it is that I do professionally, I've got to be in higher rooms, and I got to go and seek that, even though it feels uncomfortable. And if you don't do that, then you are not giving your dream what it needs. You're honestly, I think that they're doing a disservice to their dreams to not get your body and your mind to a point where you do the uncomfortable things. You got a vision, you got a dream of something to get done, and you don't go do that thing that's different, that scares you. You're honestly, your dream's crying, man. It wishes it had somebody that was the right person to harness it.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't have said it better myself. You really got to just sometimes step on someone's neck, and if it happens to be you metaphorically, you should go and do it any day of the week, because you're just going to sit in your own, what are you going to do? You're going to go back to your parents' bedroom and have your normal life, or you actually want to do something. I definitely want to do something. I'm just looking for the path to do it, and meeting someone like you is definitely a great start, and I would love to see you personally on stage and see what's good.
Dude, come down to I'll be at Funnel Hacking Live in 2 months. September 22nd, I'll be in Florida speaking. I think like 5,000 people speaking at Funnel Hacking Live. That's the one that I know is like a public one you can go to of people that I know. I got a bunch of speeches taking place, but not everybody can go to them. I'll be in Las Vegas. I want to say September 30th. I'll be in Las Vegas speaking at another event that's open that people can go, non-corporate. There's a few of them you can go to. But yeah, bro, at minimum, you want to be in this world and figure out how this thing works, Funnel Hacking Life. It's seriously, you got to go check it out. There are different breed of humans down there. And they do it right with the stage, bro. It's an experience when I talk. It's a visceral experience. Everything but touch and smell. Like, I will hit every sense that you got with craziness. It's going to be in Orlando, Florida show. If you go to Funnel Hacking Live or just search Funnel Hacking Live 2021, you'll find out how to get tickets.
Right at the Amway Center?
I don't know where it's. I don't think it's Amway. I don't know. It might be. It's like wherever it'll hold 5,000 people.
Yeah,
it's a cool place.
I used to live in Orlando. Ironically, maybe I'll take a quick trip back.
Take a little trip, man. You get it to be a quick one, because I get in. I think I speak at like 2 to 3 in that window there, and then I hit a flight at like 6, and I'm shooting right back. So it's going to be a window of like I'll catch you. I'm flying from Maui to Florida and then back home. It's a weird world I'm flying through. My life is crazy. Yes, sir. You're very welcome.
That sounds great. Doesn't sound bad at all.
It's my life, man. It's my life. We all do a bunch of weird stuff. My wife and I were just talking, and I get this question a lot, and people say, what is your definition of success? Actually, I'm going to ask you, what's your definition of success? Genuinely, and there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious what you deem it to be.
For me, personally, my definition of success, well, immediately, I want the house. I want the wife. I want the kids.
Yeah.
No doubt. Those are the first 3. Preferably that house. South Shore, Long Island, right by a couple feet away from the water.
Nice.
The wife, the girl I went out with last night, she knows exactly who she is.
She watching?
No, she's probably selling commercial real estate at the moment, but she'll see it. And then honestly, just being comfortable with myself and what I've done in this life. I mean, I know I'm going to make money. I'm happiest I've ever been right now. There's just a couple pieces along the way. I really want to get myself started in, the podcast game and do that as my side hustle. But
I like it.
For right now, success to me is just in being present in the moment and enjoying everything that's coming at me, because I'm getting a lot of opportunities, and I'm definitely going to make the most out of them. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Is that a good answer?
It's a great answer. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you deem. I am not a guy that has a scale that I'm going to compare to. That's not how I'm built. I found years ago that everybody has like this scale that they borrow from the world, which is like, oh, the world says this is great, and they work towards that, and they get it, and it's either like, oh, it's not what I want, or I feel empty, or I feel sad because somebody else tells me that I could have done more. So I'm like, bro, set your own scale of what is great and success, and then work towards that and compare to that. So even if somebody does come along and goes, oh, well, you didn't do this, you go, oh, that's cool. I wanted this, so I'm still happy, man. Let's go to work, right? So you stay in joy. Sure. What I have found, usually people will say, like, I want freedom. And then I started thinking about the word freedom. And, like, I find that people are free, but you can't always exercise your freedom. So, like, my wife has friends that they're free. They're free to choose a different job, but, like, they're stuck. What I found is, like, I believe success is control. Just control. Like, can I control my reactions, my emotion internally? Can I control my day? Like, I could easily have said, hey, Drew, man, I can't make it today. I can control that.
For sure.
I can control when I choose to work, when I don't. I can control my schedule. I can cancel that. I can move. It's freedom, but it's my ability to control the exercising of my freedom. And so it doesn't, I don't think it has to be, I don't think it has to be money. I think it can be though, right? Because if I control, I don't know, maybe I want to control the thermostat. I might want to have a house with air conditioning. Like, again, there are things that will give us that sense. But for me, I'm like, I just want to have control. And it might mean for some people, $100,000 a year. It might mean for some $1 million. It might mean $1 billion for some, whatever their version is.
Yeah.
But it's your version, and I believe it's control of like myself and the environments that I put myself into. So I don't have to go to a job I hate and have to be in situations I want to be in. If you have control, man, I feel like that brings that joy, that peace, and I personally deem that to be success.
Yeah, I mean, it just like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people answer that question and they'll go right off the bat, I need the financial freedom. Like, yes, financial freedom is a thing, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in America, there's probably no better freedom. You know, if you're able, just like, you know, you're able to wake up today, say, you know, I don't feel like doing this. I won't do it. That's great.
Casino T. Casey gets it, and Franklin Hazenwa, I think I might have said that right. Hazenwa, like he gets it. Yeah. I'm seeing you guys' comments, by the way. I always like when we're live, let people know, like I see you, like when we're not, like the comments go by, I don't not see it. It's in front of my face on my screen, so I see you guys.
For sure, you gotta not, yeah, and they're 100% right.
Yeah.
You know, like success is control for sure. That's definitely a great point. But it all depends on what your mindset is. It's all here. It's funny, like the thing that's really controlling you the most is this thing. There's like, for me, it's like two people, you know, got the negative side of Kenny and then you got the positive side of Kenny. Luckily it's around 70-30 positive, but that's who's really controlling you. So whatever the hell you want to do, go do it. You know, you want to be a clown, go be a clown. You want to go, you want to go be a powerful speaker in front of millions of people like yourself, which is inspiring to do. And I think I can definitely inspire to do that one day. That sounds like an awesome thing. That could be another goal on there. Gather a group of people and make them feel motivated. You do.
Yeah.
I love
100%, man. It's funny you said that. There actually is. There's studies that show that, I think it was a National Science Foundation found that of our thoughts every day, 80% of them are negative and 95% are repetitive. So it just keeps hitting it. And it's a negative thing, but it cycles. And we got to control it, man. There actually is two people. There's a good book called, what is it called? Singer's book, The Untethered Soul. That's a good one to read, you guys, if you haven't got a chance.
Writing that down.
Franklin's got a question. Franklin says, do you think that the definition of success changes based on a phase of life we are in? And I fully agree. Because, I mean, here's the thing. When I was in high school, success was, I'm going to get the girl's phone number, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get some suburbs in my car, and I'm going to get a college scholarship. And then in college, it was like, I'm trying to go to the NFL. And then at some point, I had a kid at 20 years old, and I'm like, well, success is, can I be a good father and get good grades and still stay active, you know? And then it's like, can I play in the NFL? And then I got out of the NFL. It's like success is, can I build a life after the NFL? Like it changes. And Casino says the book changed your life. It's such a good book. But there are definitely, I think we have to, that's why I think it's good to set your own scale. Because what if I'm in a phase where what success should be for my life is different than the person over here, but we're in different seasons, different stages. So I think it's where it's really, really big to specifically stay in a space where, like, you got to own whatever your thing is, the stage right now. Someone says, are you willing to do the extraordinary to make it happen?
You stole it. I was going to do that one. I was going to read it.
Hey, go ahead. You get it, bro. Get it.
I'm just messing around. Are you willing to do the extraordinary to make it happen and to build that freedom? That's a powerful question. There were some years in my life, 23, 24 years old, just fully granted. I'm 27 now, be 28 in December, where no, the answer was absolutely not. Right now, at 27 years old, yes, not even a question. Like a freight train, it only goes 60, but I ain't stopping.
Yeah, just keep it going. You know what's funny is we all have that. There's a good shirt I have. I'm not wearing it now, but it says incremental, not monumental. The hard part is doing the extraordinary. It's kind of like the monumental. And I think a lot of people think I got to get up every day and I got to be on every day, all day. And there's something to that. But to be quite honest, in the work that I do, my goal is how can I get you to use the same fuel, maybe a little bit more you're using now, but vastly more effective and efficiently. Do the right things with the right plan that you have certainty around, that you have trust around, because you'll stay consistent in that much longer than the push, push, push. And one day, I don't feel like doing it, so I don't do it. I beat myself up. You suck. Why are you doing this? You suck. I don't know. And I wait here for 3, 4, 5, 6 months and then years, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the reality is, it's like the extraordinary to build it. It's extraordinary effort to strategize what are the steps it takes to become who I want to become, and on that process, build that thing. If you can take the time to be extraordinary there, then it becomes just incremental build. We're already doing things in our life. It's just we end up having the wrong or poor helping habits, or we get tired too early because we're blasting and stopping and blasting and stopping and starting and stop. It's like when I sit down with people, I'm like, look, it doesn't have to be this overhaul of your entire life, and it shouldn't be. We're gonna make small shifts, small adjustments, and if you do that, you'll get that freedom and you'll have more control and time.
Yeah, and
I love that people got questions coming in, man.
Yeah, I love the questions, but to touch on that quick, difference of sex targeted for different stages, love that. All right, so I've had a coach before. Her name's Ali Melendez. Great girl. You guys should get in touch with each other. I'll link that. She's a great person to know. But she taught me that there's literally masculine days and there's feminine days, and like you actually have to like figure that out in your head. What days are what. Like my attitude in life is to win the day, no matter what. You have to find a win in the day, and I would like to get it broken down by you in the shift world and how to get those small goals day by day, because sometimes I wake up and you're like, all right, Kenny, it's gonna be a feminine day, which you don't want to admit to yourself, but it's okay. It's like, all right, if I get
why is feminine bad? I don't think the feminine days. You said that funny. I was like, it's not so bad.
It is in my head because I'm a competitive freak, and I know that there's other people working harder than me.
Dude, my wife is a competitive freak, and she's got feminine, bro. She will murder me most days. She got veins going into her teeth nowadays. She's crazy. I get what you're saying, though. It makes sense. What I looked at is and how I run my life. I kind of run like a business. This should help. This will help you for sure, everybody.
Yeah.
Is I look at this as when you have a business, if you get up and you have to tell the business what to do today, it is the worst situation, because on a day you don't feel like doing it, you're not going to tell the business to do it. So like you won't do the marketing, you won't do the sales, you won't have the conversations, you won't do what you got to do. Here's what I realized. A great business like McDonald's, like In-N-Out, has systems. It tells you what's got to be done on what day. You wake up, all right, I did this thing today, let's get to work. I'm telling you right now, I do not know what tomorrow has. I've been looking at my schedule yet. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but I know the way my life is built. I've told my life what I have to do in advance so I can show up to the day and just be Anthony. Feminine, mass, whatever it is, it's got to get done. I'm not operating off how I feel anymore. It's got to get done. And I structure my life in a way to where it doesn't overwhelm me. I feel pride when I get completed with the day, but things get ticked off. And so now it's like, I wake up and I have days I wake up and I go, I don't want to do anything. But my dream can't have that. I may have to be the feminine, but like the beastie feminine today, dog.
Yeah.
Like I may have to.
And I don't even mean it like that. I just mean it like spiritually. Like Kay Kravitz says, what does that mean, feminine days? Like, some days I'm not going to get after it as much. On a masculine day, I'm up. So I still work a regular job, guys. I'm 9 to 6. I don't have it like Anthony yet. I can't wait to that day, knock on wood, where you are creating your own schedule, and that's a goal for me. But just because 9 to 6, I'm obligated to Freedom Mortgage. Shout out Freedom Mortgage. That doesn't mean that I'm not up at 6 a.m. and I'm doing things from 6 to 8:55, and then I'm not doing things from 6:05 and up. On a masculine day, I'm up till 11 o'clock doing things where I want to do. On a feminine day, I'm relaxing.
Bath bomb, bro.
O'clock.
He's bath bombing it up. He got the oils on his face and cucumbers, bro. He gets that.
I mean, the face is good, but it ain't that good. I know the
feeling. Mine's not that great. What is this? How is your view on coaching and mentoring changed as you have grown and gone through the ups and downs? That's a good one.
Ooh, that's good one.
So I've always noticed that at any level in my life, when I played professional sports, I always had a coach. And it's weird when you look at the rest of the world, people go, I don't need a coach. That means something wrong with me. Well, hold on a second. When I played at the highest level in the world, I was one of the best athletes in the entire world, right? And I'm obviously, there's a collection of thousands of us, but still one of them. And what happens is I'm on the field, and my coach, he got a bad back, busted knees, that boy's out of shape, he barely runs. However, he benefits me immensely in my ability to do my job because When I see right here what's in front of me, he sees the entire field. And so as I've kind of progressed through what I do as a coach, my job isn't, I don't make you feel better about yourself. I simply show you what you don't see and then give you the guidance that you're not paying attention to and the process. And to be quite honest, when I coach, dude, I'm not coaching off of how I feel today. We have a very specific method called the shift method. It is a process that everybody follows. And I coach to the method. That way, what you're doing is not based on how I feel today. If I'm masculine, I'm feminine, or I'm on, I had a bad day, it doesn't matter. Here's what you got to get done. Here's the best way to get done. I can get us moving through this process. And so my coaching has gone from why, some coaches coach football at the park. Hey, guys, you run that route off the cuff. I got a playbook, bro.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Here's a playbook. Let's go to work. I'm coaching. Yeah. Let's do it, right?
It's 3rd and 3 from the 3. I'm going to the playbook. I don't even have to pull the playbook out. It's Spider 2 by Banana all day long. Shout out John Gruden. But, yeah, no, playbook all day long. And I love that. I would like to know what that playbook. I got to get myself signed up for sure. Just out of the curiosity, and I suggest anyone should do the same, really, because I do see the reviews. It does look like some life-changing stuff. And you're right. Everyone needs a coach. I don't care if you're 21 or you're 55. It's good to have guidance. And I think that's starting to become the thing in 2021 because not a lot of people want that back in the day, I'm sure.
They did. There's an ego thing that sits in there. It's very interesting. I've looked at ego as an interesting bubble because most people give this negative connotation. And I believe ego stands for everyone's greatest obstacle, EGO, because it really becomes the hindrance for me moving and giving myself permission to improve. Whenever you look at a coach, I think most people, it has to be an inherent, like, my coach is awesome. He's a person I can feel proud, or she's a person I can feel proud telling somebody that's my coach. And people, I think, have this thought that if I say I have a coach, that means I'm less than. It's not the case. Like, a coach is somebody, in my opinion, who, if you have the right person, has a process that can be duplicated. They're a person that can say, here's my coaching scheme, coaching process, whatever it is. So you're really, like, at the end of the day, people they're not hiring Anthony. They're hiring me to guide them through the process that's been created that works for them. That's it. Coaching is no different than parenting, no different than training on a process at work. It's just, we call it something different because it's just human to human, right? And so for me, what I've looked at is, like, I removed myself from the ability for me to mess up my process. So it's done. It's dialed in. It's filmed. It's structured. There's worksheets. We work ourselves through it. But the cool thing is, where I coach people, I don't coach you along specific strategies as much anymore. Like business stuff, I have that insight. We have programs for that. But the majority of people, I say, look, you probably already have the book you need, the course you need, the information. You probably got a lot of that stuff. I'm going to teach you a system that allows you to get to the point of having control, like genuine control of yourself, and being able to do today what tomorrow needs you to do with consistency, with discipline, with focus. And we even, like I'm talking about, I've created my own planner that we teach people to plan from, because most people buy planners with no clue how to plan. I got a planner. What do you do with it?
It's nice.
Write some things, didn't I? Dude, and so, like, we take who you want to be, we break it all the way down, like the daily things it'll take to be that person, while also the things it'll take you to achieve your goal, and we infuse it into your life in a way to where you don't have to wake up and go, what do I gotta do today? What do I do today? It's already done. You get up, I do this, I do this, I do this, I rock and roll, and so I get to the back end of my day, I made ridiculous progress, I feel stupid proud of myself, and I have clarity. And here's the big thing, I can go ahead and focus on a TV show. Like, you know, people say, like, oh, millionaires, they don't watch TV shows. Bro, I watch TV all the time. Like, I got a life I live where everything's, now I'm watching Fringe, and it's the one we would do it. And we picked up Manifest. I'm a sci-fi guy. I like sci-fi stuff. We also are finishing season 11 of Shameless. But, like, I live my life in a way to where I get a ton done. But at night when I'm with the family, I'll pop a TV show on, right? It's not the end of it's the end of the world to do it. But most people don't run their life efficiently or effectively enough to become the person and get the thing. So they end up just spinning their wheels. They get in that treadmill we were talking about earlier.
I know. It's tough. It's tough.
Someone says, how do you rest and recover?
Way.
Yeah, it is. Someone says, how do you rest and recover amidst running so hard? About 6 months ago, I started waking up earlier, working myself, and feeling exhausted. Oh, Kay Kravitz. It's a really, really good question.
Kay Kravitz got good questions.
Got dope questions. Here's what I've noticed. Exercise, right? When I first start working out, I noticed that in the beginning, like, I can't breathe, right? You can't breathe. And you push yourself, and little by little, you start to elevate your ability to have a higher heart rate. You know, you can get more muscle, you're stronger. I believe it's the same thing for our mental capacity for things we do. But just like working out, you can overtrain. If you push it too hard and just do it because you got to do it, it ends up becoming difficult. And so what I'm big on is like we ease things in, but we do with a plan and a structure that allows us to build over time. But yeah, you shouldn't be exhausted. You should also, here's the thing, the biggest problem people have with structuring goals and projects and ideas, they look at every waking hour and say, how can I get it done as fast as humanly possible? Like there's a sprint. And when you sprint, think about sprinting. You can only sprint for so long. You will literally have to stop. You have to, that's why the 400 kills people because they're dead. You're sprinting.
They literally
you can jog for
collapse
miles.
pretty much afterwards. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
so what I do is I like my planner is structured out where I'm always 4 weeks out. And I have projects that stay and some that go to the future, but I break them down to the hours in a specific way that allows me to go, you know what? I have 13 hours of this over the next 5 weeks. Great. Tomorrow I'm doing hour 1 and 2. 2 days later, I'm going to do hour 3, 4, and 5. Maybe next week I'll do 5, 6, 7. I just put it all out. And so what happens is I may have 4 or 5 projects spread out over 5 days, and I may do nothing today. But tomorrow I got to work on 4 projects hour to hour to hour. Right? And it's all going to get done in time. So what happens is I don't have that spinning in my head. When I put my book down, I sit and watch TV, my brain is not going, I got to get it done. I got to get it done. It's not done yet. Like my brain knows, oh, it's going to get done in time because it's where it's supposed to be. Be at peace, my man. And so when I shut it down, I shut it down. So I don't get exhausted. I get my workouts and I don't have that pressure. It's self-imposed. The pressure of it's not done yet, it's not done. It's where it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be. And so now when you get up early and you do your project, it's not like I got to get it all done in the next 2 weeks. Like it might be the next 2 months, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It just has its space. So you'll get less exhausted if you start structuring your life a little bit different that way.
Well, that's the beauty of having a plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can
really
work to that. If you have a plan, like, you know, she said it in regards to working out, but you know, like, yeah, if you wake up one day like I'm going to run a 5K today. All right, go get them. Did you do it in 25 minutes? Did you do it at all? How far did you get? Just work from a goal from there. Yesterday, I wanted to do a 5K. Unfortunately, I was a mile away. 2 miles, 2.1 miles.
Yeah.
My time was flat. I was usually like an 8:15 guy. I was at 8:30. Okay, tomorrow we're going to be at 8:25. And you just got to work from there. Set goals for yourself, but set realistic goals. I think that's really the main thing, right?
Okay. Yeah, well, realistic's interesting. It's realistic to you, but I say you got to play 1 inch out of control. You got to play 1 inch out of the comfort zone and stretch that inch over time. Yeah. What was this question? Somebody says, has the way you coach and mentor your program changed since you first launched it? Yeah. I'm curious if you feel like you've learned more by your own process, your coaching has evolved. 100%. I think the best thing you can do is to realize that nothing is set in stone. Science is still coming out on psychology and neuroscience and, you know, the way we operate and social stuff. There's always things coming. And so my job isn't to say you have to conform to this. My job is to say, how do I get my clients to their goal? So we'll put things out. And if you go into my programs, if people go into my coaching programs, they'll notice that there's times when like I have a beard and then I have like a different shirt or I have like a different lighting or different background, genuinely different backgrounds. People go, how is that? And I go, well, because I go through stuff, I have different questions pop up from people going through it. And I collect those questions. And I realize at some point, you know what? I've got this question a bunch. I'm going to refilm this section and put that answer in there so it diminishes the need for that question. Or, you know, I've learned something different about the science that I didn't realize was necessary. I'm going to adjust this. So the train stays the same. The train stays the same, but I might change out what's on one of the cars. You know, I might change out a blue, you know, can, whatever thing, the big thing. I may change it for a red one, right? I may adjust some stuff, but it always comes with me realizing I've got to stay in tune with my humans because that's what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for the people. So I can go and say, oh, you got to do it. This is how I said do it. You got to do it. Conform, or go, all right, there's a level of which I got to realize that people are learning different or they have a different question. And I got to continue to improve. So yes, my coaching is always evolved. It's always been this kind of working progress, like of perfection. And there's beauty to that, man, because I'm always learning and it keeps me, and like it also allows me to say, oh, this is a whole new thing I can venture off and teach about. So I'm constantly trying to find ways to upgrade.
Awesome. That's amazing stuff right there. I'm gonna shift over to your home life a little bit, and you know you're in the football community. You've been you're teaching your kids football right now. What do they play football all year round in California? Must be nice.
No, man, don't do all that. It gets cold. We have one regular season like everybody else, man.
I was looking on the gram the other day that pro football camp. You've been doing it for so many years now.
12
Talk
years.
about that.
Yeah, man. So when I got done playing the game, my agents realized they have access to current and former football players. So like if they put a football camp on in Colorado Springs, they can get kids to have real NFL guys come out and teach them the game. And so what I did years ago, I was like, yeah, I'll come out and hang out. I just fell in love with it, man. So like my youngest son, he used to go to it. And when he aged out of it and ended up doing track now, my youngest son filled right in. So I've been going and taking my boys for the last, I think 11 straight years now. I've never missed a year. And I go out for a week and I speak and I talk, I sign autographs, I do radio spots, all the things they need me to do. Because I realize that there's something that can be planted as a seed for these kids way earlier, that if they get it early enough, it'll literally shift the entire trajectory of their life. Like the way they view themselves, the way they view possibility, there's something unique. Hey, from Germany, I appreciate it. German, South Africa. There's something unique to that. And I think for me, if we can continue to go back and try to find a way to make the next generation better, like it allows my life to be better. Because those kids are going to be running my kid's life. You know, they're going to be part of their world. They may be a boss or a colleague or a coworker, you know. So like be able to do something that's good for the world. I think you do that, man, it's a whole different monster. Somebody says you mentioned being on Ninja Warrior program, the pinky finger strength. Oh, Joan Moore. Do you know about pinky strength, Drew?
No, I don't. Tell me about it.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah, she loved the seed. So I do a podcast in the morning called Shift Starter Daily. That's an 8-minute podcast. But there's one about pinky finger strength. I'm in tangents. If you guys want my daily podcast, shiftstarterdaily.com. You can get the podcast every morning. I go on. I give it 8-minute like rant of inspiration in the morning.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I'm getting on that for sure.
Get it, bro. Shiftstarterdaily.com.
Shiftstarterdaily.com. Got you.
Yeah, and I got to get to a meeting in 4 minutes. I'm going to give you this little lesson here, and it's great. The question was, how do you build it? But conceptually, based on Ninja Warrior, when I started doing the show, I asked some people, how do I train? They're like, hey, grip strength. It's like, well, what do I train on my grip? And they said, you got to make sure you train specific fingers. And I was like, well, okay, which finger? Now, Drew, which finger, if you had to guess, would be the finger I should probably work on if I want to get my grip right?
I would go thumb or pinky for sure. That's your weakest, right?
Yeah, pinky. I was thinking something else in my head for someone who's doing something in the background. Anyways.
You're going middle finger?
No, it's pinky.
Oh.
Because we're talking about pinky fingers. Obviously, that's why your head's thinking pinky finger. I said pinky, right? And here's the thing most people don't grasp. Is the pinky finger is attached to a lot of the muscles from the outside of your hand. And if you cut your pinky off, you actually lose upwards of 50+% of your grip strength. Like take the pinky down, try to grab something, right? Just do this. It feels weak, doesn't it? Like just grab the pinky. It just feels like there's something, you could do it. And here's the thing. Here's why it's
weird though.
Because
well, now that I'm doing it, it's weird. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's the insignificant finger. A lot of us have this incredible strength that we have not paid attention to or forgotten, or it's just too insignificant in our mind, but it's the strongest part of us. And so when it comes to showing up in the world, like I'm really big on like, what is your pinky finger power? And it's not only about, I think part of it is, yes, you can develop it, but I think it's just noticing it. To begin with, it's just noticing it. And then you can polish up to give it to the world. You may have a diamond. Diamonds come rough. A diamond comes uncut rough. But you get that thing cut, man, then it's a beautiful shining diamond. I believe we all have that pinky finger power, but some it's a rough diamond. And so like developing it means finding out what it is first and then figuring out how to get that thing polished and put out to the world so it can shine.
Wow. We can end on that note. That was great stuff right there. I appreciate you, man.
Welcome, dude. Very welcome.
We'll be in contact for sure. And you know, I can't wait to read your book. I wish I had it here.
Comes out later,
too
man.
Busy, too busy going into space. Couldn't get me my book on time, but
it ain't come out yet. It hasn't come out yet. It's not until August 24th. It's all pre-order stuff. So it'll come out August 24th. They all ship out of the warehouses wherever the hell they're at, and then all the cool stuff by email drops.
No, Trust Hustle Part 1, Part 2 coming out already.
That hasn't come. Oh yeah, no, that's already been out. It's already been out. It's this book right here. Hold on. This is Trust Your Hustle Part 1.
So I got some catching up to do, to say the least.
You got some catching up, man. This is my first autobiography book. And then the second one is coming out now. It's Identity Shift, Upgrade How You Operate to Elevate Your Life. I got some that I got to send out to people, but so I can get this bad boy out of
I'll
this.
take mine autographed from you.
There it
I'll
goes.
still send you. I'll Venmo you the 19.99 or whatever much it is. But
hey, don't Venmo to me, man. You got to go to Amazon and get that whole thing. I only got a few of these. I got to send out to specific people for advanced readers. It's all that fun stuff.
Well, I'm excited to read it, both of them, to say the least. And I got better today just by talking to you. So I really appreciate your time. I know you got to get out of here. Thank you, my friend.
Welcome. Take care, everybody. Love y'all. Glad you got to hang out with us. But man, take care. God bless everybody.
Thank you for watching The Diesel Difference. Have a great day, everybody. Later.